Good evening, my name is Alex Fitzgerald and I'm presenting Fitz News. Today I will be talking about the influences of media in football and telling you how it has positively affected the activity we see today and how it has negatively affected the activity we see today. Television, first of all, has had a large influence on football. It makes people aware of the activity locally as well as nationally. This can generate more participation in the sport due to people being interested in the sport, therefore wanting to play it themselves. On the other hand, TV might be linked to the increase in child obesity, as lack of activity might well be linked to computer games and television viewing. Sponsorship has a ginormous impact on sport, bringing in much needed funds for clubs. For example, in football there does not seem to be enough sponsorship money going down to lower league sides in order to progress young talent. Businesses are also keen to gain sponsorship as they receive media coverage, creating more awareness for their company. Advertising is yet another massive influence in sport. Without it, many sports would not exist, especially football. Similarly to sponsorship, it brings in vital cash to run clubs. The media and television pick up on the sponsors' logos. The increased coverage means that fewer people will participate as well as going to watch the sport. However, football hooliganism still surfaces to spoil some matches. Some events are impossible to attend for many, meaning they can sit back and watch it on the television. It also reaches a far larger audience than could ever fit into the stadium. Because of the support and attendances, the clubs receive a lot more money, which means they can pay players a lot more. Football includes pundits, who are experts of the sport, perhaps being ex-players. These people analyse football after it's happened, increasing the knowledge to watchers. An example of a pundit is Alan Hansen. As well as offloading knowledgeable information to viewers, their negative opinions on specific athletes or teams could influence their confidence. Narrative technique is how a commentator describes what is happening, helping us to imagine how an athlete might be feeling or what is happening during the 90 minutes. This can therefore influence the listener's opinion of an incident, which can be extremely negative. Media has an influence on the rules of sport. An example of this, as we all know, is goal line technology, which has been pushed for many, many years by many, many fans. This makes the game fairer, being an extreme positive. The only negative is that if you are on the other team, the goal line technology may result in you to lose the match. Local newspapers report local teams very well, from under-11 football to major individual achievements. These stories are vital and essential to sell the local papers. National papers have the power to damage careers as journalist comments is published for millions and millions to see. Many sport magazines can cover health, diet, fitness, which can all have a positive influence on the readers, providing guidance. It also gives a lot of information about football weekly, keeping people extremely up to date. On the other hand, magazines are responsible for people feeling under pressure after they see such fit and slim models. A lot of journalists are accused of sensationalism, which is blowing things out of proportion and often completely making up stories. This can result in more papers being sold, which is very, very good for the papers, of course. However, paparazzi can pursue stars to get a photo of them unexpectedly, possibly affecting them personally. Media gives male sport a lot more attention than female sport, creating a gender imbalance within football. This subsequently leads to less publicity in women's football, but also less sponsorship. When women's sport is reported, they normally just have a few inches of text in the newspaper. England's women's team got through to the final of the European Cup of football. Little was seen in the press, but there was some television coverage. Jingoism means extreme chauvinism or nationalism. We can identify examples of this in the media when sport programmes focus exclusively on male athletes. Jingoism can create national pride and increase unity between fans. Despite this, it can cause violence, intolerance, separation of people, and injustice as patriotism gets very aggressive. Internet has a massive influence on attracting children away from active sports to sedentary, alone activities, possibly causing the UK to have lower levels of participation in sport. Despite this, the internet allows football to be more accessible. People can also communicate about the sport through chat rooms, spreading information around the planet. Fan sites can also mean people who are keen to follow a club or a player can sign up and receive news of whatever they wish. Fan sites can include things such as forums, blog from fans or players, surveys and match analysis, and a lot more. Merchandising has become massive on the internet, with virtually all sports goods being available to purchase, from footwear to kits, being extremely positive for all sport fans as equipment is easily accessible, wanting to become like the stars out there. Merchandise is a type of advertising and creates a sense of identity between the sports. However, this has led to the demise of some high street chains. Thank you for listening.